stop you.
Yeah, it's recording me. Just looking down on effect.
Do we pose a certain way about it?
Let's try no smile. Tapos may smile. What's up, how's it going? Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. Welcome, this is Sean. I do sneakers, I do travel, and everything in between. I am, once again, with a very special guest. I forgot your name again.
My name is Sean Salustiano. They joke. They have another Sean in the room.
That guy over there.
Carlo, what's up, guys? Happy to be here.
There you go. Of course, Carlo Ople, the man, the myth, the legend. Thanks for having me in your brand spanking new studio.
Yeah, it's still empty. The echo is still bad, but we'll get there eventually.
It's nice as it is, so yeah. Thank you. So we're doing this episode in his brand new studio. It's an honor to be here, and we're gonna talk about something that's close to my heart, and I'm sure a lot of you will relate. It's a mixed language vlog. Pag-uusapan natin kung paano gumawa ng pera para mabili nyo ang sapatos na gusto ninyo.
Boom!
Let's do it. So guys, and Carlo, here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do segments. How do you buy stuff? How do you acquire money? We're gonna follow the simple principle of earning more and spending less. And that thing in between is the money you're gonna acquire. You must create deficits, you must create margins, okay? So, increase income, okay? We can break it down into a few other sub-topics, but how do you increase income? You can go entrepreneurial, and you can go with the current job that you have in a corporate setting or wherever, right? I wanna understand, Carlo, what your tips are, or how you yourself have made more money, either by the entrepreneurial mindset or within your job.
Okay, so since most of the audience will most likely be young people, I'll try to frame it in the context of somebody either still in school, or somebody who just graduated, or somebody who is in their first few years of their career. Diba?
That's
so
perfect.
One of the most important things that you guys have to do is to learn a high-paying skill. So what is a high-paying skill? A high-paying skill can be either graphic design, it can be SEO, it can be, editing videos, it can be writing, it can be content creation, it can be you being a statistician or an actuarian, but there are a lot of high-paying skills out there that you can pick up and learn. The problem with a lot of people is when they graduate or when they enter the workforce, they have low-paying skills. They don't have skills that will allow them to be paid well. Diba? So for example, if you're stuck in a job right now and your pay isn't doing well, then what I would suggest is during the evenings, you learn a high-paying skill. So eventually, you can transition out of it and get a higher-paying job. Diba? Because actually, the best way to be able to increase your income is not to rely on like passive investments. Lalo na when you're starting out. It's all about active income.
Passive doesn't always work. You know, yeah. the way to do it is offense.
Yeah. So ako mas offensive talaga ako mag-isip when it comes to money. So again, pick a high-paying skill that you can either increase your salary with when you change jobs, or a high-paying skill that you can use to racket and hustle in the evenings. So you can get like sideline jobs that will allow for you to augment and amplify your income. So for example, in the day job, you can be like a call center agent. Well, that's a night job depending on your shift. And then you can do design, you can do editing in the morning or in the afternoon during your break time. Then suddenly your income from 20,000 pesos a month lang, you can probably do like 30, 40, 50,000 combined with your side hustle and your racket. Eventually, your racket can replace your main job.
That's right.
Diba? But ultimately, it boils down to what is your high-paying skill. Because if your skills are low-paying, then your pay is low. But if your skills are high-paying, then your pay is high.
I love it. I love it.
Diba?
Let me just add to the workspace, the current job way of getting more income. Simple. OT. If your job position grants you OT pay, work OT. Perform. You get performance incentives. That's one way also. So that's just two simple ways of how to get more money in your job. All right? And another method to acquire more income is to go the entrepreneurial way. You don't need a full-scale business. You don't need to be registered to DTI to be a business person. You can sell stuff, right? And Carlo, you've sold stuff, you've bought stuff. If you have good stuff that people desire and demand for, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about stuff that you've sold that have given you money?
Yeah. So siguro two principles lang. Number one, an investment is only an investment if you sell it and you make a profit.
Yeah.
If you buy something and you never sell it, then it's a liability. So if you are going to invest in something, you have to sell it later on with the intent of making money. Yan yung karamihan ng pagkakamali ng mga tao na pumapasok sa mga pop culture items and collectibles. They buy a lot thinking that it's an investment, lalo na sa toys, but they don't have buyers. So when they sell it, palugi. So it's not an investment, it's a liability to them, di ba? So when I was starting out, all the way back in high school, it was grade school, it was magic cards. So I was buying and selling magic cards. Then it became NBA cards. And then after that, it became toys. Then it became sneakers. Then it became, well, now, Funko Pop. So papalit-palit lang talaga siya. But the guiding principle has always been the same. The intent is to sell. I have no attachment issues to the items that I buy. So if somebody comes to me, for example, tomorrow and tells me, Carlo, I'll buy your Planet Aurelia Vegeta for 200,000. Sold. I make 50,000. Done. Parang ganun. So as long as I can make a profit, malinis. Wala nang problema doon. So by the way, quick story. When my family... So there was a time when we were really rich and there was a time where we were really down. As in, we were evicted out of our house, our cars were all like towed by the banks and stuff like that. The one thing that got us back to our feet was me selling my magic cards.
I've heard that story.
So I sold dual lands, I sold my moxes. So we were able to put up like an initial fund for the businesses that we would eventually use to get back on our feet on. So magic cards saved our life.
No one would ever thought that magic cards would save you and your family. That's awesome.
If you will invest in something or if you will buy something, it has to be with the purpose of like flipping it or selling it. Same principle na yun with negosyo, di ba? Bibili ka kanya, if you want to do buy and sell, you can do that. One last story. Yung kasambahay namin, who's been my kasambahay ever since I was a kid, si Ate Johnny, she rarely, follows up or tries to get her salary. You know why? Kasi she makes so much doing her sideline.
Wow.
She sells products from Avon, yung direct selling, personal collection. Kumbaga, she built a network of people that she could sell those products to. So minsan pinapaipon lang niya yung sweldo niya ng ilang buwan bago niya kunin. Kasi okay pa siya sa sideline niya sa pagbenta ng direct selling.
May Ople Bank pala siya.
Oo, talagang. So yun, that's a good example of somebody who can do it. Somebody with that entrepreneurial gene.
So we've discussed the income part, how to increase income, but it's about creating deficits and margins. Kailangan mo ng subtraction. So we're gonna talk about ways on how to cut your expenses, okay? The first thing is you have to know where your money is going. You must have a journal of some sort. I wanna understand, Carlo, how you track your expenses. Credit card ka ba? Cash ka ba? Do you have a manual list? May Excel ka ba? Or is it organic? Is it something that's so natural because through the years you've developed a system of spending and saving? What's the deal?
I just have percentages that are allocated. So for example, when my money in is like this, X percentage automatically goes to investments, X percentage automatically goes to savings, X percentage I know is for our dates with my wife, X percentage is, kasi talaga it's really clear cut. So on my account, online, I actually have multiple bank accounts that I've named into the saving type that I want them to be. So I have a travel fund, I have a car fund, I have a condo fund. So they're all different bank accounts. So I can track it all on my app or on the dashboard. So it makes it very easy to see and monitor where my money is at and how much it's being depleted. Diba? So that's the way I do it. Before I used to be super hardcore. Yung may envelope. Yung every time I would get my salary, I would cut it up, withdraw everything, put it into envelope so I wouldn't go beyond. But siguro after practice and through the years, it became more natural.
Oh yeah, those were the building blocks.
Yeah.
It starts with getting organized and
it became a habit na. Pero sobrang importante sinabi mo, you write down what you spend on because you will see that you're spending on a lot of things that you don't really need.
If you don't know where your money went, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You have to know.
Usually in culprits dyan, Starbucks.
Starbucks is getting
Kape,
such
or milk tea.
Milk tea, yeah.
Oh.
When you attend, have you attended seminars, money saving seminars? A palagi example, Starbucks coffee. Because guys, I'm not slighting the brand, but 150 pesos, 180, 200 peso coffee, do you really need that every day? Sometimes twice a day pa. Right? So
3-in-1 ka na lang,
So part 2.2 of this discussion is eliminating expenses. We have to eliminate, not eliminating expenses, but reducing expenses by eliminating or significantly reducing your consumable habits. What are consumable habits? We just gave the Starbucks example. If you smoke, cut down. If you drink, cut it. If you have an entertainment fund and you spend way too much on movies and popcorn, you cut it, all right? And Carlo, you touched on this a little bit in that discussion earlier in the previous topic, but let's expound more. Is there anything that you used to like that has caused you some kind of trouble, more or less, and you realize that, hey, I'm spending way too much on A, B, and C. I'm gonna cut down because it doesn't make sense anymore?
Well, before it used to be alcohol. So lalo na when I was in advertising, kasi we would drink a lot of whiskey. It was our way to cope with the stress of work. My problem was, my poison of choice was expensive alcohol. It was always Japanese whiskey. It was the Yamazakis, the Hibikis, you know, the bottles that would easily set you back like 10, 15,000.
Yep.
So, and the problem with that kind of whiskey is that it's so well made that if you drink it, talagang tuloy-tuloy ka lang.
Isang okasyon lang eh.
Oo, mauubos mo talaga siya. Then suddenly, boom, nawalan ka lang ng 10,000 pesos just like that.
Pipiliin mo kung ilan ng taong pupunta. Pag may hibiki ka na 750, okay, 3 lang. Hindi pwede 4
diba?
kasi
Hindi, pag ganun, gin na lang dalhin mo.
Gin na lang, kulafo na lang.
So, depende talaga eh. Pero, ako, my experience on talking to a lot of people, especially to the men watching, kasi I know most of our viewers are most likely men, di ba? Yeah. Alam mo, ang pinakamalaking expense talaga, pang chicks. Yan talaga pinakamahal sa lahat. Lalo na kung marami kang chini-chicks. Kaya may point talaga, isa lang eh. Stick to one. Mas mura.
Hindi ako
diba? Oo, ako din. Wala akong kalam-alam dyan. Ang mga narinig ko lang mula sa mga kwento.
Sa mga kwento naman.
Na mahal daw talaga pag marami kang chicks. So, alam mo yun, stick to one. Yun, malaki matitipid mo.
Correct. Correct. Ayan. So, increase your income, decrease your spending. That margin, the money that happens in between, you can use for sneakers. Of course, we're not gonna cover in length yung being responsible. If your salary is enough, save the money for something else. Invest in mutual funds, get insurance, have money in the bank. Sneakers, at the end of the day, sneakers lang yan. But we're a sneaker channel and we're gearing towards you realizing your dream of getting your sneakers. Follow the advice. Spend less, earn more. The money in the middle you use for the sneakers.
Boom.
Okay? Okay, that's it. In case you haven't heard, we're doing giveaways, all right? I have 3 sneakers. There's gonna be a 4th, which Carlo had just added. The 3 sneakers, you know about them, check the mechanics at the description, they're all there. But for a 4th sneaker in partnership with Mr. Carlo Ople, the Bouse with the Sauce, we're giving away a brand new 99.9% or brand new totally.
99.9. Sinuot ko once for the on-feed video.
So, hindi siya DS, pero BN.
Okay. Tama yan.
Air Jordan 4 Black Cement, size 12. If it's not in your size, take it anyway, put it in a glass box, or sell it and make money out of it.
And buy your size, diba?
And buy your size. So that's it. Before we go, I'd like to remind you that your value as a person, I could not stress this message enough, your value as a person is not measured by what's on your feet. Be kind, that's more important than sneakers. And we're gonna close this the Carlo way. Peace, God bless, what's up?
Boom.